Okay, I did a few updates. Some of the materials that I was waiting for has come in, so I can finish these two switches. And we did show a video of a new firmware update for the Servo GX. Let's switch on the power. I power up the Servo GX first. Because of that little nuisance problem that was introduced a couple of versions back, firmware updates, I wait till my whole system is up and running first before I turn on the Multiplus. My SimFun kit is acting as a BMS, and it will stop my Multiplus from throwing 90 amps. I believe this is the setting I have in there. It can go up to 120. So, and I'll just zoom in there, just waiting for that. Okay, one more thing. I'm going to show you. I have this closed in. So all my cables are neatly in behind everything. And of course I have any cabling that I need to connect to talk to my computer, my batteries. I can run it through here. I have changed from 3.5 back to 3.42 firmware for the Servo GX. There was a couple of reasons why. For one thing, I could not connect to remote console. The only way I was able to connect to my system if I went through VRM, which will require for me to have cellular or internet connection. Unfortunately, when we are in a remote area, there is no cellular, there's no internet, so I need to be able to connect directly to my system. And the way I do it, I have the remote console option. Yes, it will use my browser instead of VRM. And if I'm using my iPad, my iPhone, or whatever device I may have, I would connect directly to the Wi-Fi on the Servo GX. And that will allow me to make any changes to view things exactly like this. There you go. On the iPad, it'll be pretty well a full screen, likewise on the iPhone. But on my 16-inch MacBook laptop, well, it doesn't fill the screen, but it's more than adequate. So that's the most important thing, why I had to switch back. I will wait until that option is available. I also missed my temperatures, always visible. Yes, there was a separate window where I could see my cubby temperature. I liked the interface, it was great. But my other temperature devices, I had 3 Ruby devices, it wouldn't show up. And I guess at the time that I launched this, it was offline. And for some reason I couldn't get it to appear back online. Probably would require to reset, reconfigure, which I didn't want to do because I suspect it will be visible on my previous version, and I'll find out later on today. And yes, the Multiplus temperature, the SimFun kit temperatures, the shunt is, you can go inside and check it, but it was not visible with my cubby temperature, the Rubies, which had its own screen. That's the screen where I could have all my temperatures, all my tanks and so forth all showing up. I don't have that set up yet, so it's just my cubby temperature, which is a Ruby temperature. Mounted in a room that my Victron system will always be running when we're off grid. So it's kind of nice to see in one shot all the temperatures. and there's room for another one on the same window. So that's another reason, small, but it's there. And of course, the biggest reason, which gave me another good reason not to bother with the 3.5 system, it still has the same problem as this current version does. The previous version that I had, which I can't remember the number, I would have to do some research, controlled the multi-plus charging levels perfectly, no problem. Whether I had a 90 amps set in the multi-plus, if I had it set for 40 amps, it would not allow my Victron multi-plus to exceed that. With this update, that option got lost. And when I tried the 3.5, the problem is still there. So until that's fixed, I probably will stick with this style. I like it. I'm not into the dark mode that much either. I can switch this to dark mode. I think a few times when I tried it, I end up turning it back. I guess my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I don't know. So I think that pretty well covers why I switched back to the previous version. You may have a different set of circumstances, so it may work for you, but it's good to be aware of that. I'm surprised that they released it as an official release. I'll wait. If I really, really want to, I'll probably even go back the extra version if it becomes an issue. One nice feature is the ability to go back to a previous version without having to re-download settings up again. First thing you gotta do is go to menu, and I believe it's settings, then go to firmware, and I believe it's stored backup system. There you go. Currently I'm running 3.42. If I want to switch back to 3.50, I hit the press to boot. My Victron system will go to a reboot and start up on 3.5. So if you're not sure about a certain system, try to keep a previous version on it. I may even start keeping more versions on the side just in case, because you also have the option, which I don't believe I have here, install from press to check. Yeah, no firmware found. So if I find an older version, I could always throw it in there and boot from there. Quick update. We will let you know as we make more changes. I think the next step we'll be looking at in the spring would be the SIG panels. See how well they work. I'm going to test it on my truck first, replace the glass panel ones that I have there, 200 amps, and either replace it with two 150s or maybe even 150 on the truck, and see how well it works. And if it passes my test, then I'll look at putting it on the RV. Until then, please subscribe, and I appreciate the encouragement. By so doing, thumbs up. Thank you.